Articles of Agreement relating to the surrender of the Army of Northern Virginia of 1865. Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, April 10, 1865. Agreement entered into this day in regard to the surrender of the Army of Northern Virginia to the United States authorities. First, the troops shall march by brigades and detachments to a designated point, stack their arms, deposit their flags, sabers, pistols, etc., and from thence march to their homes under charge of their officers, superintended by their respective division and corps commanders, officers, retaining their sidearms, and the authorized number of private horses. 2. All public horses and public property of all kinds to be turned over to staff officers designated by the United States authorities. 3. Such transportation as may be agreed upon as necessary for the transportation of the private baggage of officers will be allowed to accompany the officers, to be turned over at the end of the trip to the nearest U.S. quartermasters, receipts being taken for the same. 4. Couriers and wounded men of the artillery and cavalry, whose horses are their own private property, will be allowed to retain them. 5. The surrender of the Army of Northern Virginia shall be construed to include all the forces operating with that army on the 8th of the current month, the date of commencement of negotiation for surrender, except such bodies of cavalry as actually made their escape previous to the surrender, and except also such forces of artillery as were more than 20 miles from Appomattox Courthouse at the time of surrender, on the 9th of the current month. Endorsements.